Anyway, I'm going to read some books.
Okay, you do that.
Okay, richly bound book. The sin of source is inborn. We are all of us marked by this strange power, both creative and destructive. It is no wonder some are seduced to manipulate it. Still, there is a stark difference between that which is understandable and that which is permissible. The sin of source has no place within our realm. Time and again it has gone rancid with its hosts, being used to torture and kill, called beasts of unspeakable horror into our midst. It cannot continue. Apparently, it cannot continue.
Cannot continue. There you go.
On the origins of Lucian. There was a great need then, unfathomable forces of darkness, forces so great that the seven themselves could not hold them at bay, began to gather like storm clouds over our great realm, and so they made a decision. They would put their differences, their rivalries, their pride aside, and join a single avatar, one who could unite their power into a single almighty force of order and good. Lucian was chosen from among those summoned, Lucian the worthy, Lucian the holy. 7 times divine was he, and yet still he fell. Cradleston's Silly Book of Blanks. Fuck's sake.
Yes, quite.
Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions and I want you to give me answers. Okay, name a race. Some sort of race of people.
Klingons.
Klingons. Yeah, no, this is good. No, this is fine. No, this is good. This is why. A god. Give me a name of a god.
Ares.
Ares. Okay.
I don't know why.
And now, something you would say, like an exclamation, like you're surprised or pissed off, or, you know, like, could be a swear word, I suppose.
Damn!
Okay. Damn!
Damn!
How about, okay, how about another god?
Oh!
Who?
I'm thinking.
Oh, just think it's a Baal for a second.
No. But if we're in that mode, we could say Apophis.
Apophis, that's fine.
Don't ask me how to spell it.
No, I'm just scribbling it down. Because it's a insert the blanks. So I'm
guessing.
and then I'll read it all out with the new words that you're putting in. Give me an object.
Mirror.
A mirror. Okay. A day. A day. It could be a day of the week, or it could be a specific day of celebration.
Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. And give me some kind of unclean animal or beast.
Goat.
A goat.
I don't know. I'm just.
This is fine. Okay. Okay. The Klingons. No, listen. The Klingons asked their mighty god Ares for the power to fly. Damn! Shrieked the god. How dare you? You're no better than Apophyses, silly folk. Sacrifice your finest mirror to me on Doomsday, or I shall smite thee with a plague of goats.
That works.
Yeah, that works. Fuck's sake.
Where did you end up with this thing from?
I don't know. It was just a random book. You probably... Well, you're just as likely to have picked it up as I have. Okay. Now something slightly more sensible, maybe. Tales of the Seven Gods. The Seven Gods were still young when they decided that each of them should have their own race to guide through the eternal flow of time, and thus it happened that Rallick, the most powerful of all gods, became the patron of the humans. The burly Duna created the dwarves in his own likeness, and even lived alongside them in the mountainous caverns. Ter Selendlius, something like that, I don't know, the poet, went into the woods and created the elves. He blessed them with near immortality and wisdom. The reptile goddess Zolstissa wished to command a proud warrior race, and thus she created the lizard people, fierce fighters from the wastelands. The god Vrogir, renowned for his brutality and violence, created the orcs and enslaved them for more than 300 years before he left Rivellon. Zanteza, the goddess of mirth and laughter, wanted an intelligent race, versed in the arts of magic around her. She created the imps, who were talented musicians and engineers. The goddess Amadia was an outsider, preferring to live in complete solitude. As the centuries passed, the 6 races spread over the continent. One day, Amadia's dalliance with a wizard resulted in the birth of several demigods. She granted her lover immortality and decided that she would act as the patron mother of the wizards. Although wizards are not considered a separate race, they have always had their own goddess to pay tribute to. What I do like about this is, where are the imps? They've described all the races that you can choose to create characters, and characters that we found, but where are the imps? Interesting. Musicians and engineers. Are you done with your buying and selling?
I think so.
Oh, if you come across someone selling a ring that gives huntsman skills, let me know, because I think I want to buy it. Because, you know,
The guy, the one that we spoke to first, near the broken bridge.
Oh, was it him,
before we
was
go
it?
into the city. He has some rings. I was going to go back there to get one for her if I got any money left.
I'm just going to double check, because now I've got this first aid skill, I can't actually use it. But I found, I thought it was somewhere at the beginning, I found a ring that gives me magical armor and +1 huntsman. So I'm going to deal with that.
I still haven't found any more pyro stuff. But
No, I'm not sure where we're going to find that from. Maybe around the outsides of the fort. I don't know.
oh well.
Oh, there's some lockpicks as well I found at some point.
Right. I need to go and do something I was supposed to do 42 minutes ago.
Go for it. I'll read some more books or something, unless you want to hear them. Poisoned fish pie, no. Actually, then again, it might be useful. Yay. Because I don't actually have the memory to bloody well do that, probably not. Yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
Where's the oil?
Need more memory. Right. Read another book. Little book of big booms. What the hell? Rain and lightning, blood and oil. These are the ingredients of Rivland's most explosive recipes. Consider these combinations when trolls come seeking a holiday feast. Fire and water for a nice sizzling steam bath. Fire and oil when a small contained blaze just isn't enough. Fire and blood, because there's nothing more fearsome than a cloud of blood. Fire and poison. Consider the blast your guest's main course and the ensuing mist their dessert. And remember, you can add electricity to any cloud for a shocking, spicy finish. So basically it's just combinations of things. Okay. crafting. Veritable Tome of Knowledge teach you a plethora of handily adventuring recipes. Yay. What a lovely little trick Dallas uncovered. It makes him so compliant, so willing. My playground has never become more flush with pleasures. She'll be glad for the advancements I've made. No one likes to play a zombie after all. A modicum of will must remain, or where's the fun? Yes, he was a weirdo in the dungeon. Crafting. Come join me where it's hot. Come join me at the fire. Come join me round the pot. That's how we make our dinner. That's a terrible, terrible rhyme. A rather strange song is transcribed in this book, but the words of magic crawl into your head and give you new insight. In the Isle of the Dead, before they rise, you will hear no farewells, no goodbyes, for it is only a matter of time before they're summoned back to life by the magical powers of the seas, and the very essence of to be, to be, to be, to be. And we gained a resurrection scroll, because why the hell not?
Exactly.
I can deduct some recipes from this book, but this reads more like a puzzle than a recipe. I'll have to experiment with what I can learn from these rhymes. Fire with sharp things, and water what sea brings. Earth scrolls with blossoms, and air scrolls with cotton. Or other soft things you can find on the roads combined with an essence turns paper to scrolls. Other things you find on the roads combined with an essence turns paper to scrolls. Interesting. What does this one say? Grinding bones, grind and crush. Grind them skulls, break and squash. Bones to ashes, skulls to dust. This magical recipe to song and trust. Find the flower, pick and tear. Grind the star-like flower head. Plant and petals, grind to dust. This magical recipe song to entrust. Mix me bones, mix me dust. Stir bones and stars to pixie dust. Blow on runes, charm bewitch. This magical recipe ends like this. We've learnt 3 new recipes.
I noticed.
You see, I'm glad you made sense of what I just said.
Oh, I understood it perfectly.
Yeah. Lucian's Crypt. Hubert note here, muses upon the nascent conflict between paladins and magisters within the Divine Order over the custody of Lucian's mortal remains. To sum up, the paladins gained custody of the body, but the magisters gained a headquarters in Arx, site of the new cathedral, beneath which Lucian would be buried. Okay. That's useful.
I'm glad you thought so.
Butter's diary. Nearly there. Getting used to the Griff crowd. Last week I had a cold and Waltz gave me half her soup ration. Said I needed to stay well. She acted like I was just so I could stand guard, but I knew better. Soup tasted like mouldy socks all the same. Faces go in and out of this place all the time. 5 new folks one day, 5 get rounded up and hauled into the fort the next. Always different faces. It's like passing portraits in a long, long hall. And then the last book I'll read for now is The Adventures of the Hero, which you found on that little ledge. The book is written in the uneven scrawl of a young hand. Once there was a hero who was named Moddy. Moddy was a knight. Also, he was a prince. So, one day, he was in the kingdom giving food to hungry people. And when red monsters with red capes and red eyes grabbed him anyway, they did bad things to the king and queen. The monsters threw their hero Moddy in a prison. He found some friends in a dark cave, and they were nice, even though they didn't have to be. And that's how the hero found out that he could still be happy, even if people and monsters were not nice. Because some people would still be nice anyway. To be continued.
Big Jack and Ori's got nothing on us.
I mean, well, that's the thing you found up on that cliff in the cave, written by a child. So, I mean, this child is going to go far in the literary world, I think. Right, so have you teleported back to that dude?
Yeah.
The divine himself.
Oh, shit, yes, the underground hatch. Right next to the statue in the square. Yeah, you might... Oh, ha! Guess where it goes.
Where?
It's underground. You know when we couldn't get up that hatch because it was blocked?
Yes.
Yeah, it goes down to there. So
Lol.
actually it's completely useless to us. Right, I'm going to go back to that trader and see what last
The
things
shrine
can be done.
remains as you left it. Once more, the
Hello, Marshal's Bridge, I'm assuming. Whee!
Damn it.
Damn it. What are you damning about?
I haven't got quite enough. I need to transfer some stuff from him to her so I can pull off what I want to pull off.
Oh my.
Wonder whether I want to buy some intestines. Ah, that's what I was going to do. This will make it work.
Yeah, I've got 2 healing skills now.
Yay!
So I am pleased. Oh, and if ever you get knocked down, this first aid undoes it. You just literally first aid, you're up now.
So if you get knocked down, you get back up again?
What I'm saying is that you get up on my turn and then don't lose your turn. Because you're already up when it starts your turn.
Yeah, it's alright. It was a reference to a song.
No. I think I know which one you mean. God damn it.
Damn it, I'm off by like 20 coins or something.
Do you want 20 coins or something?
I can transfer something from him to her. Have something.
Oh god, he's got loads of books that I need to put in here now. Hang on. Oh. Or did I have that book? No. Where the hell's the bag of books? No, I sold them all, didn't I? Of course. Because we didn't need them all. And some of them were moderately expensive.
Oh, all the money's ended up there, is it? Okay. I think I'm off by about 40.
Okay, 1 second. How am I gonna...
Looking through stuff that I've got that I can flog.
So 40.
I think so, yes. Needs to go to her.
Her. She now has an extra 50 or something.
Okay. I can pull it off. That. That.
So, we've got the improvised staff, we know about that. Knife on a stick, we know about that. Clubs, wands, harpoons, various ways of making shivs. A toy crossbow. Doesn't sound particularly great.
What? Why won't she pick that up? What? No! I bought the damn staff, and now she won't hold it. Oh, there we go, finally. Right, so now I can sell the other one back to him, and then all done. Yes.
That doesn't count as a knife? Rude.
Oh, yes.
Oh, because it's a dagger, not a knife. Okay, fine, whatever.
Ah, you're back. Looking to add some weight to your rucksack?
To be honest, yeah. Oops. Are you doing?
Nothing.
You're doing weird things. Ding dong.
Yay! I can heal from blood by casting a spell.
For fuck's sake.
He has 2 skills now that require source.
That's annoying. I don't think I have a single one, actually.
Found anything interesting that he's got?
Nothing that's jumping out at me. A lot of junk that we've clearly sold him. Just a lot of junk.
No, he's an art collector.
Oh, I see. That is it. Nothing's jumping out at me. Yeah, let's be sensible here. And it might not be the kind of wand I normally use, but otherwise I'm just carrying it around pointlessly just because it's not a poison wand. It makes no sense. And since that doesn't count as a knife, apparently,